Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Jamal _ Hockey. And today, we're back with another How I Survived My Nursing School Quarters. So, if you're familiar with this series that I do, so I currently have a How I Survived My First Quarter of Nursing School, How I Survived My Second Quarter of Nursing School, How I Survived My Third Quarter of Nursing School, and finally, I'm spending some time with me. If you know that reference, shouts out to Hoffa. Anyways, we're doing the How I Survived My Fourth Quarter of Nursing School. We here in the building. Listen, man. Now, if you see the title, How I Survived My Fourth Quarter of Nursing School, I did the impossible. That's going to be the main topic. What exactly did I do that was virtually impossible? In actuality, it really wasn't impossible, but let's just say it's impossible, for the build-up purposes of the video. You know what I mean?
Of course!
If people are not familiar with me, I am currently a nursing student at the college I go to. If you really want to know, you can ask me. I don't really give that information out, nor I don't care to give it out. But, hey, if you want to know, ask me. But I'm in an accelerated BSN program. It's an 18-month accelerated nursing program that I decided to do over a typical 24-month program. Again, this is for new people that's coming onto the channel, because I did this series on my other main channel that has over 11K subs, but I want to transition and do videos on this channel because I like talking, I like discussing, I like doing all that stuff, and I feel like I couldn't do much of that because I built that channel off reactions and not discussions. You feel me? Oh! So, I just wanted to throw that information out there in terms of where I'm at in my nursing program. Like I said, I'm heading into the 5th quarter because I just finished my 4th quarter. I know, not 8, but the 4th quarter. And it's 6 quarters in total in terms of this accelerated program, 10-week quarters. So, in summary, how exactly do I personally feel about this quarter in comparison to the other quarters that I was in? Personally, I feel like this quarter was like a mixture between like it was smooth and like easy, kind of, sort of. What? I don't like using the word easy, but I feel like if I only study for like a test for like a couple of days, even though I'm studying hard, but I only studied for like a couple of days for it because I was like cramming it in, but with a mixture of actually understanding the material, and I passed with like a high B and finished the class with, you know what I'm saying, then I don't look at that as too difficult or anything. I just feel like I just put in the work to do what I need to do. You feel me? But where this quarter differs from the other quarters, that there's this class that we had called Pediatrics, if you're familiar with that. And that class was a stinker.
You think I'm playing?
But we go talk about that eventually. So let's get into some likes and dislikes. Let's really break this down a little bit in terms of how I felt about the quarter, because we want to save the main topic for after this. So in terms of what I really enjoyed about the quarter, all my classes were on Monday. So again, similar to my last video where I talked about there was 2 lecture courses and 1 online course, which made it more of a breeze. This one's a little bit different. Although there was 2 lecture courses on the same day, similar to the last quarter with that 1 online course, this online course that we had was, we had more work to do in this one. I couldn't just kind of skate by it like I did in the last one, you know what I mean? I don't want to reveal too much information in terms of that course. But one thing I can say about this one in particular is that I learned a lot, because the online course was dealing with politics. So
Is that so?
As a matter of fact, let's just go ahead and mention my courses, my classes. I forgot to mention it. So the 3 that I had was Adult Health 2, branching off from Adult Health 1 that I did in my quarter 3 of nursing school. My second course, the lecture course that I had, was Pediatrics, kind of branching off of Maternal Infant, right, building off of that. That was the other on-campus course. And then the online portion for the 3rd class that I had was policy. Policy and politics, policy, however you want to name it, structure it. But it was an online course dealing with healthcare policies and just other legislators and stuff like that, and how they connect and tie in to dealing with formulating like healthcare policies and stuff like that. That class, I'm not gonna lie, pretty dope. Not gonna lie, learned a lot. Have some ideas of what I want to do after I graduate in terms of the policy and government and networking and stuff like that. So that kind of helped me out. But with those courses, I finished with 2 B's and 1 A. The A was the policy online course, pretty simple to get an A in. And the other 2 were high B's, a 93, which technically in my mind, that's an A, but whatever. I don't care what people say. I'll take that B or whatever. And the other one was like an 89 in pediatrics. But we go get into how I got that 89. We go get into that, bruh.
But wait!
Likes and dislikes, the quarters. The classes were all on one day, man. So I had 2 classes on Monday. Knock it out. I love that because I can have more time to myself, assuming I'm not too busy studying, which I was, and we're gonna get into that. But I can have more time to myself, more time to spend with my fiance. I know a lot of times in the beginning portion of the 10-week quarter that I was in, a couple times I was streaming, I was studying, I was connecting with people, talking with people. I was playing games in terms of basketball games in the league on Tuesdays, watching stuff on Netflix with my fiance. I like having all my classes in one day, get it out the way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The other thing that I liked about the quarter is that I implemented and learned some new strategies that I can use towards having healthier and better studying tactics, more efficient and more effective studying. What I mean by that is, there was really nothing wrong with my studying. I'm gonna be honest, there was nothing really wrong. It was more on the passive end than what's it called, active recall. It was more on that side. So passive in terms of just kind of memorizing. I'm using that word loosely because I do retain and understand the information, people. Stay with me. But I would just kind of just listen to the lecture, pause, rewind, listen to the lecture. Hold on, did I get that? I don't know. Rewind. And it was a long process. My studying process is really long. If there was a 2-hour lecture recording, that 2-hour lecture recording will probably take me like 10 hours to listen to.
What?
No cap. I'm being so serious. But at the end of the day, at least I have a good, firm understanding of the information because I'm studying as I go along. But one thing I started to change to add to what I was doing is as I was studying, I started to pick up on this habit of like writing down while I'm studying. And what that does is it infuses this extra element and also it takes away from, how should I say it? It's as if I'm doing active recall essentially, because when I take the information that I just got done reading and studying about, I'm actively writing it down and recalling all the information I remember about what I just learned to see if it actually is, I'm retaining it. You know what I mean? So I started to do that, and it made a world of difference. I'm so serious. Like I was already pretty like on the smarter end in terms of understanding this stuff.
Or stop it.
But like I started feeling like I was Einstein after I was taking these exams, bro. It was crazy. So, and just implementing these strategies and stuff in my life. Like stuff like that is super important because when you're talking with people outside of school, talking with people and networking with people, and they're like telling you about certain conditions that they have going on with their life, and you're like, oh man, that kind of sound like ulcerative colitis or something. But we're not medically diagnosing people. Relax. So really, it's like, oh, what kind of symptoms you experiencing? You really like, I don't know, that stuff's kind of cool to me. And then you start formulating all this stuff in your head, and you're like, yo, like that's crazy. I just learned about this stuff just now, and now I get to apply this information in real life. And then also taking this information that you learn and applying it in the clinical setting. Like that stuff is dope to me. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just a nerd.
Yeah.
Who cares? But my dislikes, I really only have like one major dislike, but it's two. It's really two. The first one is not the. If anybody from my school is listening to this, just listen to me, right? So not in the entirety of the course of pediatrics, but the thing that I disliked the most about this quarter was the developmental milestones topic portion, section portion of pediatrics. That stuff is doo-doo. Developmental milestones of each age group. Ugh. Oh my God, bro, that's so crazy. Like, I'm supposed to know about like the infant from age when they born to a year, the toddler, the preschool, the school age, the adolescent, and then like certain things they should, like, they talking about a person shouldn't be able to tie their shoes until they 5, but they can lace their shoes at 4. And talking about which one of these is an expected finding in a 4-year-old, and I can't say tie their shoes because the book says they can't tie it till they 5. That's stupid. Like, it's stuff like that. This is crazy, man.
I'm not eating that. I can't eat that. I can't eat that, man.
And I don't know. I don't want to get into too much detail about it, but I really had to beat that information into my head until I'm just like, cool, it makes sense, I guess. I'm going to go with it. Talking about like an 8-year-old can't bring a stuffed animal because they school age and too old, but yet there are 8-year-olds and 10-year-olds that still play with stuffed animals. Hell, I still have a stuffed animal. Like, come on, that's Pooga right there. I got Kumar right here. Like, bro, I don't get it. But that's one of my most dislikes. And the other one, again, I'm not gonna call out specifics. This is not in a disrespectful way. Really, hold on, let's dial this back. Listen to me when I say this. I can't really speak for other people, but for me, when I am in class and I am listening to an instructor, isn't the idea for someone to be teaching information to us, especially like of this magnitude, that this information that we're learning is going to help us save lives? Isn't it important for people to kind of get that information across to us as efficiently, effectively as possible, to the point where we can understand what they're saying and relate to what they're saying, right? So wouldn't it be harder to relate to the person or to understand the instructor if the energy level is not really there? There's no enthusiasm about what's being said. Maybe in some subject areas, but not really like the main stuff we need to know. Like if I'm learning about strokes and neuro, or if I'm learning about stuff like that, like I want some behind that, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying you gotta go up there and start tap dancing while you're teaching me. All I'm saying is, like, I don't know, like implement some type of strategy that helps draw upon the energy, like help, cause we feed off of that. That's how I look at it. People really feed off other people's energy, and if a person's energy level is low while teaching, because I don't know what these instructors' personal lives are like. I don't know what they do outside of what they do. I'm not talking about them. I'm not doing anything bad, doing anything disrespectful. Everything I'm saying right now, I would say to a person's face, because I do not believe what I'm saying is rude. So I will repeat what I'm saying again. I believe that if you're teaching people and we are feeding off of the energy that you're giving off, it's going to be harder to retain and care about that information if it's just given out and thrown out lackadaisical. You know what I mean? So that's what will be my gripe and dislike. But other than that, like, I just adapt. I just roll with the punches. I'm go like what I like at anyways, because I like learning, I like information. Oh! Let's get to the main topic about this. I did the impossible, y'all. I did the impossible. I was supposed to go down this quarter. I was supposed to fail this quarter, but it didn't happen, because I had God on my side. Oh! Let's talk about this real quick. So how do I want to explain this? So let's mention this first. So all this is dealing with pediatrics, y'all. Adult health was a breeze. Policy online class discussion post was a breeze. We talk about pediatrics now. It tried to take me out. So with the class, we had 4 exams, but not a final. Ooh, so now we getting a little bit difficult. We had an ATI final, so it's getting spooky right now, right? Everybody's like, oh, whoa, ATI final. We don't do too hot on those, right? When I say we, I mean as a class. Cause we have to go and study on our own technically. There's not really information that's taught throughout the course that's deliberately, specifically, intellectually, stimulatively
What?
for the ATI. I mean, it kind of connects and stuff like that, but sometimes what the book goes off of is different from what the ATI book does. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and just say this. First exam I did in the class, boom, pass, barely, because you got to get over 80 to pass in our course. Over 80 is passing, less than 80 is essentially failing, because your exam average has to be at 79.5 or higher. Let's just say 80 or higher to keep the math simple. So I got like 82. So I'm like, all right, cool, 82. And he said this is gonna be the hardest exam. I thought I was smooth, cool, good. I go into the next exam. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm getting hyped. I studied. I think I'm good, y'all. He said the second exam was the hardest exam. I said, okay, let me put in a little bit of work. Bro, I got the lowest grade in the class. I got a 66. At that moment, I knew I effed up. I said, bro, let me just explain it really quickly. I was there chilling. I'm thinking I passed the exam. Somebody came up and asked him, yo, what's the grades? Like, what's the lowest exam? The lowest exam grade. The person said a 66. I was like, I'm thinking in my head, like, he said it out loud. I'm like, it ain't me. I know it ain't me. I don't get 66s out here.
A few moments later.
And then the person asked, was you shocked by the person that got it? He said, I was shocked. I said, shoot, I feel sorry for that person. Little did I know it was me. Dang. And so I go into the next exam. I said, I ain't doing this. I ain't doing this again. The next exam, I got the lowest grade again. But it was I got a little help from God on this one.
Barely.
So technically, I got a 72, the lowest exam grade, but there was a thing that we played in class in honor of Alice Trebek. We played the Jeopardy game. My group ended up winning the game. Shouts out to G Baby. Shouts out to God. So I got 5 additional bonus points that made that 72 a 77. And guess what? It was still the lowest grade. That's how bad it was, even with the 5 bonus points. So I'm like, bro, ain't no way. So I've already did 3 exams. So that means the only thing that's left is a ATI final and an exam 4. I knew I had to get really good grades on both of those to pass. Now, I've already did the math. I crunched the numbers, what I needed and stuff like that. I think I needed like if I made like how do I explain this? If anyone's familiar with the ATI leveling system in terms of remediation and rubrics and stuff like that, if you make a certain grade, you get a level 1. You make a certain grade, you get a level 2. You make this grade, you get a level 3. In our grading system, a level 0, like if you didn't hit a level 1, is a 75. A level 1 is an 82. A level 2 is a 90, and a level 3 is a 100. Does that make sense? So level 3, 100, level 2, 90, level 1, 82, level 0, you didn't hit the mark. Minimum you can make it is 75. So reason why this is a good thing to note is because for people who were just not good test takers, that means no matter how bad you did, at least you got a 75. Unlike if you took a final, you did really bad, you can get like a 50 something. You see what I'm saying? So a person really didn't have to study if they did really good on the first 4 exams and they hit the mark and they passed the class. That wasn't me. I had to study. I had to make an X amount of grade on the ATI final, and I had to pass the exam 4 with this. Let me just go ahead and cut it short because I'm going to make a whole separate video on the ATI stuff. I did the impossible. I made a level 3.
Oh my goodness!
I made 100. 100. Oh! I'm not bragging about this. Let me dial it back. The teacher told me, I didn't ask. He said I was the only level 3 in the class. In the class. Now that doesn't really say too much because maybe I was the only one who studied as hard as I did. So that doesn't say that I'm smarter than anyone, for anyone who's watching this in my class. Only thing that says is I busted my tail and it paid off. And then we go into exam 4. I'm like, dude, I already made a 100. Only thing I had to make minimum wise was a 74. Bro, I did better than that. I ain't make a 74. I made a 94.
You think I'm playing?
And that was the highest in the class too. So I went from making the 2 lowest exam grades to making the 2 highest exam grades. Oh! My God is awesome. Oh! Let me stop really quickly. That's it for the video. Let's conclude this video really quickly on a positive note. If you are out there in the nursing program, any nursing program, you can do this. You got this. Especially if I can do this, you can do this. For anyone who's slightly discouraged or looking for some motivation, looking for like something to kind of hang on to, listen to my words right now. You can do this. You will be a great nurse. You'll be an excellent nurse. That mindset that you have, that decision that led you to even enter nursing school, figure out that why. Get an understanding for your why, for why you want to do what you do. Because money reasons is definitely not going to be enough for doing and pursuing the nursing field. So get a firm understanding for what you want to do and why you want to do it. Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to pursue this career field? What about this attracts you to it, right? And once you get an understanding for, hold on to it, cherish it, bottle it. Use that for motivation. When you wake up, think about that why. When you taking that test, think about that why. Think like a nurse. We gonna dive more into how I got that level 3. I got y'all. Y'all want some notes? I got y'all. Y'all want to talk to your boy? I got y'all. That's it for the video, man. Finish strong, man. Love life. Love yourself. That's it, man. It's your boy Jamal_Hockey. Peace out.
Tell them if they looking for me, they know where to find me. Put the pressure on them, watch them fall like a